Welcome to a muzzled chat. This recorder's been on the fritz. I don't know what's going on with it.
What the heck, man?
I might need to clear out the micro SD in there.
Or
And
you just might need to reboot it.
there.
I'm an
Tech.
IT person. Just reboot it. That's the answer for everything.
All right, we're gonna need you 3 inches from the
Oh,
microphone.
sorry.
You're
Here we
good.
go.
And we could extend this out too.
All right. I just feel so close to my face.
I know. You just kind of get used to it, but that's where the headset kind of helps, keep us honest with ourselves. Just for that's kind of behind the scenes stuff for the listeners. Why are you wearing your headsets? So you're sitting across the desk from each other. That would be a very valid question, but I don't want to be like a microphone Nazi, where it's like, hey, get closer to the mic. That's where this.
I like the headsets on. It makes
hear
me
it,
feel like better.
It's official,
Like I look important.
more legit.
Like I'm on a real live radio show.
Folks, I want to welcome back Maggie.
Hi, guys.
So she was even telling me pre-show here how some people, some of her friends and other Lyme folks struggling with Lyme really enjoyed our chat and had a bunch of questions just regarding what had helped you and just kind of tapping into your wealth of knowledge on good sources from just everything, from supplements, food. Yeah, it's so important.
It's a landmine out there. It's like it's hard to shop for good food. Very difficult to find healthy food nowadays.
Right. That's kind of I don't even know. We're just gonna have a fun conversation. Mm-hmm. We're gonna try to get to the bottom of some things. But if we were to sum it all up, is there's so much poison out there and toxins.
Yeah.
And
it's a sad reality. And it saddens my heart because
right.
I thought I was a healthy eater. I was in the military 10 years, I used to cook from scratch all the time, and I didn't even know that our basic ingredients like flour,
right,
sugar, like those things, poison. Extra ingredients that we don't need, stuff like that.
Been trying to expose a lot of that here. I mean, we just had a very simplistic on a very heavy hitting episode, folks, and just trying to expose the nefarious evil infrastructure behind everything, because a lot of this, it's no accident, it's no coincidence, it's intentionally being done.
It is, but I do believe
right
with the awareness that's coming out about it, there's a super awareness that fast food chains are toxic. Like more and more people are turning their backs to those. So thumbs up on that, right?
Right.
They're exposing the Chick-fil-A, the McDonald's, all that stuff. Thank God. Don't take your kids there, you guys. I don't care. Oh my gosh.
Even basic milk. Milk has been banned. American, USA milk on and 20 other countries due to the fact we year after year pass this hormonal growth, whatnot, and it's proven astronomically detrimental to human health. And year after year in America, we keep passing this and allowing it. UK has banned that from entering their company for over 20 years.
UK bans a lot of our foods.
Right.
They ban Mountain Dew.
Right.
What else? They ban our eggs, I believe. I don't quote me on that, you guys. But I want to say maybe our eggs. But I just read yesterday about the milk. I'm like, holy cow. And I knew our milk was bad, but I didn't know it was banned in other countries.
But that's just a simple staple. We can look at that one and absorb that one. But when it comes to all these other produce or all these other snacks, once again, we just reported over 100 of our snacks, including Flaming Hot Cheetos or Gatorade even.
Gatorade's terrible.
They've literally found carcinogenic, like things that lead to cancer in these products. So finally, big lawsuits are happening.
Oh boy.
But
Do
yeah,
you
I mean
know
the Prime drink. We just reported on that. Well, it's actually
Celsius. Is that what you're talking about?
Celsius.
The energy drink Celsius?
That has one of the things. It's like it's human waste product.
And carcinogenic. I just read I read it the other day with the milk article. I'm sorry,
Right.
didn't retain that one, but
You're good.
I'm telling you, let's talk about one of the biggest things that I discovered in my wellness journey was that they put something in all of our shelf-stable foods called natural flavorings. Are you aware of natural flavorings?
The natural flavorings.
Yes.
Why do you need a natural flavorings?
It's kind of like a code, a generic code, like it's natural flavorings. Like it's one of the ingredients listed on everything, right? And it's really called HEK 293, I think it is.
Okay.
Or 296, 293, one or the other. And it's human embryonic stem cells. It's like really, help me with this. You might want to pull out your phone real quick and Google that. But it's a real thing. These natural flavors are from aborted fetuses. Is what they make natural flavors out of.
I remember when I was watching the Fall of the Cabal series.
Yeah, it's in there.
They actually had the list of products that integrated just that into it.
Yes.
And it was insane how long that list was. And I remember watching it as I was chewing Trident gum.
Oh, it's one of
and all of a sudden that brand I was chewing, literally, like I hold it up and it's the same thing.
And you're like, Paul. I'm sorry.
We live in such a sick world.
We do.
But, you know, we didn't know any better.
That's like I got a phone call from my my best friend, JJ, and he calls me. He's like, Maggie, because he thinks I'm crazy. He's like, you've taken all the fun out of eating. Like, we're over at Costco looking at meat.
No, these freaking
he gets
globalists
mad at me.
have.
I know, but I point things out to him, like, that's poison, that's poison. I do get a little overboard, you know, pointing things out, but he called me once. He's like, oh, he goes, I finally, because one of his favorite candies was Skittles. Yeah, he's my age. He's in his 50s, but he's a little kid at heart. He loves his Skittles, right?
Yeah.
He calls me. He's so mad. He's like, Skittles is on the list. He was like so upset.
There's a way we could bring a lot of those type of things more purely like back. You know, we could have it like
they make the products overseas without all the crap in it. Like the Skittles in the United States compared to Skittles,
the ingredient list.
It's completely different.
Right.
It's Skittles in the UK are safe. They only have like sugar and like 5 ingredients. Here we have about 50 for Skittles.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So what's wild for the individual, like your friend initially, I get it's inconvenient. I get it can be overwhelming, but the reaction, let's just hone in on that. The reaction of, you're taking the fun out of all, like I get that can be this overwhelmed, but in a sense, that very stance is proof to the level of deterioration with the poisons to weaken us, because you wouldn't, I don't know anyone going and buying rat poison and microdosing rat poison.
Right.
And I brought up this the other day, and maybe in a bad way, because I was like, I would rather, and I don't want to instigate anyone freaking microdosing rat poison, but you would be in a way better off because your body could actually start reacting to this singular thing in a more positive way, essentially potentially building up maybe some type of immune to it, but also ramping up the body's natural way of detoxifying from it versus hundreds of chemicals, hundreds of like preservatives and silicon fabricated substances, bioengineering.
So essentially, if we look at Cheerios, and again, you guys this is off the top of my head. Cheerios has an ingredient in has an ingredient in Cheerios that is found in Roundup, the weed killer. It's called T something, TPS or TSP or something like that. You guys look it up.
Yeah.
But it's like, why is there an ingredient from a weed killer in our food?
Right.
Let me ask you a question. If we were husband and wife and I was slowly poisoning you and then you die, I go to jail, right?
Right.
Right.
How are these companies immune?
Who is accountable for the poisoning of us here in the United States? I'd like to know. Who?
Well, you look at a lot of these mega food and all these BlackRock, Vanguard, Wall Street. They own the majority of they own everything.
But it comes here. My point is that, like, at what point is this madness going to stop?
Right.
Like, now I heard, this is a rumor, under the guise of COVID, when Trump was in office, I heard he gave money to all the farmers in the United States to overturn their crops and get rid of all the bad soil. And this is going to take a couple years, like, to get organic crops, to get, you know what I mean? I'm not a farmer. I don't know these things specifically, but I heard he gave them all here in the United States to get rid of all the crappy soil, overturn and start producing organic crops.
Right.
Please, President Trump, I hope you really did that. Please, please, please.
Well, it's wild to kind of just get back to that moment of your friend. Whereas, like, when it seems overwhelmed, let's just acknowledge for a second that is a testament to our level of deteriorated state, to where we're not, because who in their right mind would knowingly poison themselves, or at that point want to stay ignorant and continually poison themselves.
Right. Once you know, you know. It's like, wow, you can't continue eating that.
And it is unfortunate. It sucks. It's a sad truth and reality to absorb. But for gosh sake, it's your life. It's your quality of life. It's
James,
everything.
One thing that I do have to point out, though, these guys are so good at putting these toxins and these chemicals in our food.
Mm-hmm.
They put in these flavor enhancers that make you literally addicted.
True.
It's worse than, compared to being an alcoholic or a drug addict. Like, the level of addictive ingredients that they put in Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Guys, look it up. Look up Chick-fil-A.
Hundreds of chemicals.
It is
Hundreds.
The worst. Like, that is why people are like, oh my God, I drool for the waffle fries over at Chick-fil-A. Yeah. You're drooling for the chemicals. You're so addicted. You're addicted from to the chemicals.
Right. And two products, that sandwich and the fries. We played a clip of a gentleman. Yeah, it's over
117.
Yeah,
117.
I think it was even higher than that.
Probably.
With it he covered. And it's like there should be 2 freaking ingredients. You know what I'm saying?
Chicken in a bun.
Right. It's insane.
And a potato for your waffle fries.
But people question, like, why I have this autoimmune deficiency, why I have depression, why I have like this brain fog and migraines and just all these issues.
That's another thing, you guys. These toxic chemicals in our fast food, like and I'm picking on Chick-fil-A today. It's all of them, but it's mostly like.
Well, I used to like hold Chick-fil-A as a higher standard than all the others. I was duped.
Me too. Culver's and Chick-fil-A were like my only 2 places that I go because like they were healthier.
Because they seem to have some type of moral ground in treating their employees.
And they're closed on
Sundays. They seem to have some type of moral high ground, but they're playing the same.
What is that? A wolf in sheep's clothing?
Yes, right. Mm-hmm. Well, we just need to get back to like.
One thing, another too, though, with all those chemicals and stuff is like. You're bringing up the brain fog and all that kind of stuff. Those chemicals, some of those chemicals are forever chemicals.
Forever, yes.
Do we know we should talk about forever chemicals.
So the Prime drink, Logan Paul's Prime drink that is trending with all the youth right now.
Don't drink it.
It has reported more than 3 times exclusively in their like grape drink. However, they're studying more than likely it's in a whole slew of the prime products, but more than 3 times the forever chemicals in that singular drink than a human can have in their lifetime.
Yeah.
And you can't get rid of it.
No, they stays in your body. These chemicals, so you got your forever chemicals that we just brought up, and then your other chemicals too. They both can pass the blood-brain barrier, get into your brain, and once they're in your brain, they can't come out. And like when I spoke on the first podcast, that's the reason why I moved out here to Arizona, because my Lyme was in my brain.
Yes.
And the only way that you can get heavy metals and these toxic substances out of your brain is to go through like a special medical procedure. Like you can do all the supplements and eat all the best way and do heavy metal detoxes and all that stuff, but it's going to take you an awful long time. I'm not saying...
That seems to be the hiccup I have. Do you suppose that
I do.
IRAD treatment through
IRAD.
that helped?
IRAD.
That's what broke through?
Yeah, it was the IRAD for me.
Man.
Because I had it so bad in my head.
But
like
it's so spendy.
I couldn't formulate my sentences. Like,
yes,
I
trip up. My listeners know all about it. They see it. And that's probably why a lot of them, it's been a slower build here because... it's hard to tune into someone tripping up over their words as though like, oh yeah, I'm
totally get it.
Like, I get it. It's wise to tune into someone that's bringing, essentially is broke the code. They're wiser, or they're like you value wealth. You're gonna set yourself up better by your immediate circle, like building that out of people that have made it, So I could feel those barriers coming down, clearing up to an extent, and
that's good. That's really good. The brain, once you let's go. Okay, Lyme disease, chronic illness, cancer, any chronic illness, it doesn't matter. It's kind of all the same thing. It's all treated the same way by eating a clean diet,
right,
of no dairy, sugar, gluten, etc. But we've fooled ourselves on how we've gotten this sick. Like we think that we're born, like everybody thinks that
COVID.
No. Stop, guys. Stop for 1 sec. People think like I know so many 20-year-olds that I go to Pilates with, or just that I've met here in Arizona, 20, 30 something, and they all have autoimmune diseases. Oh, my mom had it, or it's hereditary in my family. I call BS on the hereditary stuff.
Right.
It's completely, and I won't go down that rabbit hole, but it's like, no, I think it's really from the onslaught of our toxic food that we've had and all the forever chemicals. And I'm going to go to forever chemicals for two products real quick. Ice cream. People that like ice cream, guys, they put glyphosate in our ice cream to keep it creamy and to give it that shiny look. Glyphosate is another
terrible
chemical that is found in Roundup, guys.
Wow.
It's a Roundup chemical that's
Wow.
in our ice cream to keep it. And then Band-Aids, guys. Good old Band-Aids have forever chemicals on them. I'm like, I just found that one out. I had a big emergency kit in my pantry. I'm like, I'm getting rid of that.
Johnson & Johnson.
Don't do it.
There was a big article that the actual Band-Aids are causing cancer. It's like, what?
Forever chemicals.
What are they not doing to kill us?
You guys, everything is poison. I literally, I can't. I was just telling James before this podcast, I'm like,
right.
I mean, everything's poisonous. I said, but I learned a long time ago, like the most dangerous chemicals that we breathe in
Yeah.
are building materials that our homes are literally constructed of, and women's makeup.
So food's a big one, and we'll shift out of that.
Yeah,
shift out of that because we could do a multitude of episodes on just the food. But it's important that we understand what we're putting in our mouths and putting in our bodies, and that it's nutritional and not toxic, right? Because that will breathe function and life into us versus the deterioration and all this onslaught of like cancers and issues, right?
Yeah.
Well, here we are. Is what it is. It's not something ideally to do, but it must be done. Because the reality of this platform, Unmuzzled Chat, we are not going to conform and fall in line and be cowards to tyrannical platforms. So I'm so sorry to disrupt this episode. This is specifically for the YouTube crowd. An opportunity. We'd like to extend an invitation yet again to Rumble, a free speech platform. Come join us. We don't care your political views. We don't care your origins, all that freaking stats or whatever you want to freaking call it. Come join us. Have the conversations. View this episode and all further content in its entirety. There are bombshell episodes, like probably this one. You need to check this one and others out on Rumble. It's no secret. YouTube now has shown its colors. Freaking Nazi platform trying to control information, withhold information that could save lives. 100%. They don't care about you. They care about their funders and appeasing them. It's sad, but it just is the way it is. And I just sure hope through what I've even dealt with here and many other patriots and many other people using this platform for truthful information and have been censored. It's just, when is enough? Okay? Let's stand strong now. Come join us. There's amazing content. We're going to get to the bottom of things. We want to find out what in fact is truthful and helpful for our mental states, our physical states, just our well-being in general. And we can't do it on this platform, unfortunately. Now, there's been whispers that maybe Elon will buy the YouTube, buy Facebook, and liberate it, similar to what has taken place on X, formerly known as Twitter. Is it perfect? Is everything perfect? No. But we, the people, can support the ones on our behalf, like just by our views, clicks, likes, and we must stand strong on this. I sure hope you see the level of importance here and that we can unite. Let's create this community. Join us. Come on the podcast. Comment. Let's get things rocking and rolling. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you over there. God bless you.